If you're over 30 and still struggling to lose that gut even though you're eating clean and working out, your body isn't broken. You've just been told the wrong shit for years. I wasted 15 years making the same mistakes. And today, I'm going to break down the real reason why that belly fat isn't going anywhere and what actually works. What's up, guys? My name is Justin. 2 years ago, I looked like this. Today, I look like this. The difference? I finally understood what was actually keeping that belly fat stuck. In this video, I'm going to share the 5 biggest mistakes that are sabotaging your fat loss. Mistakes I made for over a decade. Plus, I give you the exact science-based approach that finally worked for me and thousands of other guys over 30. By the end of this video, you will know exactly why your current approach isn't working and what to do instead. Number 1, you are going from 0 to 100. That's the biggest mistakes I see guys make, and the one I made for 15 years straight. I call this the warrior mentality bullshit. Look, I get it. You want results fast. You see some fitness influencers on Instagram talking about no excuse, go hard or go home, right? And then you think that's what it takes. Then I gotta do it. Here's what actually happens. You go from doing nothing to working out 5 days a week, cutting all carbs and pushing yourself to the limits. For 2 weeks, you feel like a badass. And then what happens? You crash, you lose motivation, and then you quit. Or even worse, you get injured. I did this cycle for 15 years. I would start strong, plateau, get frustrated, and even burn out. The problem is not your willpower. It's that your nervous system isn't ready for that kind of stress. Your body needs time to adapt. When you shock it with extreme changes, it goes into a survival mode and actually holds into fat, especially around your midsection. But this leads to an even bigger problem than most guys don't realize. Your nervous system is sabotaging you. Your nervous system is literally working against your fat loss goals, and here's why. When I joined the science-based gym 2 years ago, they taught me something that changed everything. The nervous system controls everything.
No longer in control of me. I control you, and you are under my power.
Your recovery, your hormones, your ability to burn fat. When you overtrain or under-recover, your nervous system gets overwhelmed. This triggers chronic inflammation, spikes cortisol, and guess where your body loves to store fat when cortisol is high? Right around your belly. I used to have chronic acid reflux, I couldn't sleep properly, and felt exhausted all the time. My doctor wanted to put me on antacid forever, but the real problem was my nervous system was fried from years of overtraining and obviously high stress. Once I started training smarter, lighter weight, longer time under tension, proper recovery, implementing some zone 2 cardio, even doing some active recovery where you keep your heart rate in your zone 2 throughout your workout, my inflammation dropped, my sleep improved, and the belly fat finally started to come off. But even if you fixed your training, there's still this massive mistake that's keeping you fat. Guess what? You're probably eating more than you think. You think you're eating clean, but you're probably consuming 500 to 800 more calories than you realize. This one's going to hurt you, but it's the truth. Most guys have no idea how much they are actually eating. The tablespoon of olive oil you cook with, 120 calories. The handful of nuts you snack on, probably 300 calories. The weekend beers, each one is about 150 plus calories. And let's be honest, you're not having just one. I used to think I was eating about 2200 calories, but when I actually tracked everything for 1 week, and I mean everything, including that late night spoonful of peanut butter, I was eating over 3000 calories. You can't out-train a bad diet, especially over 30 when your metabolism starts slowing down. If you're not in a calorie deficit, you will not lose fat, period. And speaking of a metabolism, there is something happening in your body after 30 that makes everything harder. The testosterone belly fat death spiral.
What are you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, I just made the name up. After 30, your belly fat is literally converting your testosterone into estrogen, making it even harder to lose weight. This is the part that nobody talks about. Belly fat, especially visceral fat, contains an enzyme called aromatase. Aromatase converts testosterone into estrogen. So the more belly fat you have, the lower your testosterone gets. And low testosterone make it easier to store fat and harder to build muscle. It's a vicious cycle. Low T also kills your energy, your motivation, your sex drive. You feel like shit. So you're less likely to stick to your diet and training. You eat more, move less, and gain more belly fat. Sounds like something you know. I felt like I was stuck in low gear all the time. Everything was harder. Workouts, staying disciplined. I personally started to experience this firsthand myself at the young age of 28 years old. Today, I'm 34, turning 35 soon, and I'm in the best shape of my life. Breaking this cycle requires a strategic approach. You need to lose the belly fat to restore your testosterone, but you need decent testosterone levels to lose the belly fat effectively, which brings me to the final mistake that keeps you stuck. You're not recovering properly. 90% of guys ignore the most important part of fat loss, and it happens while you sleep. Recovery isn't just about rest days, it's about sleep, stress management, and giving your body what it needs to actually burn fat. When you don't sleep well, your hunger hormones go crazy. Ghrelin, the hunger hormones, spikes. Leptin, the satiety hormones, drops. You crave junk food and overeat the next day. Poor sleep also tanks your testosterone and growth hormone production, the two hormones you need the most for fat loss and muscle building. I used to think sleep was for the weak. I mean, come on, Dwayne Johnson sleeps 4 hours. Mark Wahlberg wakes up at 2:30 in the morning. So I was just staying up late. I mean, how late? 11 o'clock? But still waking up too early, 5 a.m. 6 hours wasn't enough for me. And I wonder why I felt like garbage and I couldn't lose weight. Now I prioritize 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep, and it's been a game changer. Good sleep, stress management, and proper recovery aren't luxuries. There are requirements for losing belly fat after 30. So let's recap the 5 reasons you're not losing belly fat. I finally said belly instead of belly. You're going too hard, too fast. Your nervous system is overwhelmed. You're eating more than you think. Your testosterone is tanking and you're not recovering properly. I wasted 15 years making these exact mistakes. Please don't be like me. The good news is, once you understand these principles, fat loss becomes predictable and sustainable. And if you are 15% body fat or lower, you probably understand the principles and you will easily drop to 10% if you really wanted to. If you're above 15%, that's okay. It's never too late. And once you get these new beautiful habits, then you will see the fat shred off your belly really, really fast and be happy that you listened. So here's what I want you to do. First, track everything you eat for 1 week. Just don't change anything. Keep it the same way. Track it with an app such as MyFitnessPal or First One Form right here. Use a scale. Be serious about it. Measure your portions in grams or ounces, however you want. Be honest about everything. Do not lie. Second, focus on building a foundation with lighter weights and proper form before going heavy. Essentially, what we want to do now is a nervous system adaptation phase. So we want to do a lot of reps, 20 to 30 at a light weight, slow and steady. Third, please prioritize your sleep like your life depends on it, because your results do. And most importantly, your health. This is the exact strategy you need to drop your fat loss. Now feel free to drop a comment below and let me know which of these 5 mistakes you have been making. Be honest, I read every comment and I will help you figure out what is your next step. And of course, give it a thumbs up. And of course, like always, ciao bello.